Good evening, everyone. This is Unit 2 Response. My apologies for the late post. Had some family stuff going on this week. The first question was, does the American attitude towards rules that Oriard says can easily be seen in athletic competition also manifest itself in business law and other institutions that search for loopholes and other strategic ways to circumvent rules? Absolutely. 100%. The American attitude, I believe, is a 100% exact example of what Oriard states. Um, we have morphed different sports into what we like to call our American sports, um, which realistically, as far as its attachment to business, law, and other institutions, this is something we see on a daily basis. We see it in the school systems. We see it in our youth athletics. We see it in our election this year. I mean, it's everywhere. The American attitude towards our gentleman's rules or our code of ethics is absolutely write the law up so that there are loopholes that we can get and move in and around. Um, this is why we have so many different lawsuits out there right now, and so many different ways that institutions, they gain and get, well, they gain, monetary values off of the student athletes and things of that nature. I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my words a little bit here. But what Oriard states is that, in our respective Ivy League schools and the British ways, there was a code of conduct. There was gentlemen's rules. They were basically unwritten rules that people felt a responsibility to follow. Here in America, we really do not have that same attitude, which is why sports have morphed into what the Americans want to see, and they are hardcore rules to what we're doing. To what degree does sport reflect society and society reflect sport? That's a 100% in my opinion. Our sports is a huge reflection on which way our society is changing, which way our society is going. I believe that our society is soft right now. I believe our society has been soft for many, many years. And sport has changed with that, which is why so many kids get trophies just for participating, because we wouldn't want our young Johnny to get disappointed that he lost a game, which I personally don't understand. I raised two young men and I hold them accountable, and they're not being told that being mediocre is okay. As a former collegiate athlete myself, I was held to a higher standard in academics, in athletics, and in just as a person in general. So I don't understand why we've gone so far the other way with this, because our athletes nowadays are really not held accountable for their actions on and off the field. Which is why we've ended up going towards more of a gamesmanship way in our society. It's about what works, not about what's actually best necessarily for our young athletes. As a coach of an 18 and under an 18 and under team right now, I really understand this, and I see it everywhere we go. And like I say, as a mom of young boys who are both athletes, I see it in their athletics as well. Our society is soft right now. Our society has been coddled. We have not been holding our youth accountable. And this goes all the way up to the top, which is why, the first thing to get cut is money and funding for schools. It goes so deep into our society, and sport follows right along with that. Everybody's worried about concussions. So we need to change the rules of the NFL. We need to change the age of when kids can participate in football. No, we need to start teaching our young athletes how to take care of themselves, how to tackle the right way, how to do things, the basic mechanics of what keeps them safe. This is not about changing everything around so that we can better benefit from it or so that we look like, better coaches. It's about what's going to be best for our young athletes and for our young adults that are growing up in this soft society. I feel very strongly about this. Like I said, as a former collegiate athlete, as a current coach, and as a mother of two young men I'm trying to bring up in this world. Do I want them to be coddled? No, I don't. I want them to be held accountable. And right now, our society is not holding them accountable. They're allowing them to be mediocre and giving them a trophy for that. And this is how our youth sports has changed to the society that we are now. This is something that is very close to my heart, and I believe that it needs to change and that people need to understand. For many, many years, sports has been used as a way to teach our young kids and prepare them for life. That is not what's happening right now. So I believe that we need to turn our society around and start teaching our young adults how to be successful, not only on the field, but off the field and in life and in society. So that is all I have. I hope you guys have a good evening and take care.